City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life on its complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people, this is city. I met all my best friends, and I wanna thank every brick. I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. I owe you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love for the first time in Golden Gate Park. I saw my first rap show at Great American Hall. I used to beg my homies for a ride across the bridge to goof off and spend the whole damn day doing whatever we want. Keith drove us down to Ike's place while we'd roll up a blunt, and me and Jack would get stoned, walk around and get lost. Don't think I'll ever truly pay back all I was lucky to get just by walking through the city. No, I'm a small part of this.
City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm Xavier, then I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. What people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I can find a place to rest. I fell in love with life and wonder where it take me next. I like the hustle and bustle, I fell in love with the fashion. I feel the pulse of the city, it's moving me like a passion and it's mine.
How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. Me and my hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going all night, dancing around the street lights. Hey, I know every street sign, hanging around the block like if you are my friend, then you are welcome any moment. Yeah. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
You guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, the show is fitting to be a hoot because when Ash and I get together, it's just freaking pure hilarity. Yeah, I don't know how to explain this to you folks, but I mean, you guys get it because of our LGL fam. There's certain people, you meet them online, you get together, you have a chat up, and then you feel like you guys grew up next to each other. You feel like you're homies from the way back bus. That is myself and Mr. Ash Borland. Amazing character, like basically the UK version of me, but way handsomer, way skinnier, and much younger. So today's going to be a blast. I can't wait to bring in Mr. Ash to come and help talk to us about. We're going to get into some sort of content marketing, and we'll talk about podcasts a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about personal branding, but the man is on fire. This is what he does. And all of us as creators, you know, you got to start to be the brand, right? You got to be the brand, right? So first of all, he covered 2 of my triumvirate. You guys know I say that the key to success on YouTube is be balded, bearded, and bespectacled. Well, he don't have glasses, but he got 2 of them covered, so we're square. All right, gang, we're going to dive in real quick. But first, if you're brand new around here, I'm Doc Rock, your content creation coach. And remember, if you're new, just let us know that you're new in the chat. Tell the folks that you're here so that we can, give you the big Hawaii aloha, give you the love, honey, honey. That's when we kiss both sides of your cheeks and then tell you, okay, watch out for sharks. And then after that, if you have any questions, please put Q:. It makes it easier for me to find you. But by all means, just have fun, super casual around here. The only rule we have is don't put your feet on my damn couch. Just don't like that. I don't know why. I just don't like people put their feet on my couch. I'm just saying. I got an Ottoman for that, an Ottoman Empire. Anyway, that is enough. I got to say, whoo, brother, you're talking a content marketing coach, brand strategist, podcaster. He teaches entrepreneurs like how to do their sort of effective content creation and get their brand squared away. So this is what Mr. Ash does. You find him just catching LinkedIn on fire. And so we're going to let him in the door. Without further ado, everybody in the LGL family, give a wonderful welcome to Mr. Ash Borland.
Mate, I put my glasses on because of you.
Now you're square. Those glasses are fake.
Yeah, they are. They're my green. Was it blue light glasses?
Oh my God. Not one of those guys.
On the show, mate.
Fam, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. But I'm super buzzed to be on. I've watched your show for a while, and obviously you've been on mine as well. So I'm a content marketing consultant. I specialize mostly in personal branding, so helping people leverage themselves as effectively thought leaders online. So I work with mostly people in the UK because I'm based here with this weird accent. I work with athletes, business owners, entrepreneurs, creators, so that effectively they can be the most visible person in their market, so they make more money, make more notoriety, and hopefully land brand deals and stuff like that. So that's me in a nutshell.
I'm laughing at Keely because Keely is making fun of Rob. I got to say what's up to the family real quick. Keely is here. Paul is here. Rob is here. Sammy Super Chat is here. Mr. Rich Graham is in the building. And Healthy Bearded came to kick it with us today. I think I saw Brian down in here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Mr. Luis is here. Good to see you. There's Brian, Mr. Bearded and Banjos. And we got Homesick Mac in the place. Good to see you guys. Everybody is slowly scrolling in. Joe Scribs is there. And yes, Mr. Rob, quick reminder about class today. Class is going to be fun, as always. Why are you guys here? Keely wants to know if you're Mank or Sheffield.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm from Cambridge.
I'm from Cambridge.
Yeah, I'm like proper posh, like, sadly, yeah.
That is awesome. Sam, good to see you here. Sam is one of my favorite, like, up and coming creators. She's awesome. Always out here sharing her journey in the world. Welcome back to the I don't know. Is it welcome back though, Sam? Like, would you rather be here or would you rather be in France? I'm just saying. Hey, it was another one of our brethren in the building. What's up, Mr. Dan? Dude, I love Dan. Man, Dan is seriously one of my favorite people on the internet because he has a way of explaining stuff that you fully understand, makes you feel ignorant for a split second, and then picks you right back up. So you're like, all right, let me dust you off. You know those boxers back in the bare knuckle days where they would knock somebody out and then pick them back up and they'd be like, you're good, lad. That's what I feel like.
I was speaking to him last week, and I said to him, I was like, mate, you make me feel like I know nothing. Whenever I hear you speak, I'm like, where did you know that?
You know what's funny, though? I always tell people, nobody can make you feel like anything you don't already feel. So that's kind of BS to blame somebody else. But, man, every time the dude drops facts, I just feel like, Doc, you're a dipshit. Dan is a freaking genius.
He is. He knows everything about everything.
Yeah, I love that cat. I can't wait to have him on the show. I tried to book a slot for Dan's show because, in our little chat group, he said, hey, come in. I looked, and it was like, wake your ass up at 2 o'clock in the morning, wake your ass up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm going to have to, plan for this, kind of, work out and be ready because I got to get up at 2 a.m. to do Dan's show. But I'm booking that sucker in, the next couple of weeks. And what's so funny, because when you guys were on the other day, I specifically didn't pick Rob's show because I was like, I'm going to sleep in, I'm going to catch up on, get some body rest. I'm doing my basically meatless July, right? In July and October, I tend to pull my meat all the way back. That sounds super weird. I tend to take meat mostly out of my diet for 2 times a year to let the body reset because I know that I'm going to be hard charging in August and September with traveling and being on the road and doing things. And then the October one is to get ready for the holidays, right? So I'm like, my body's in this weird thing as is, taking the sugar and the meat out. And I woke up at freaking 2:45 and then you guys came on. I was like, I could have just got dressed and went downstairs and get to hang out with the homies, but I was too lazy.
Didn't know why you were in it. I'm glad you said that because I was thinking when you were massively involved because you were writing loads
I was wide
stuff.
awake.
You knew loads about it.
Awake. I don't know what
you
happened.
You should have been there because you knew all about what we were talking about.
I was like, yeah. And then Rob sent me the thing. He's like, yo, jump on. And I'm like, man, that means I got to get dressed. I got to comb the beard and then go downstairs. And I was like, nah, never mind. Forget all of that. So that, we were saying in the thing, that 16 floors and a half a block is just long enough not to go back to the office when you should turn that crap off. So you guys that are in your own house, it's much harder. It's much harder not to go back into that office. And so my buddy, Miss D, we talk about that for her house because her office is there. But, she got the whole rest of the house. So she's like, when I go into the office, I put myself in office mode, and I think, randomly, and we'll get on the subject soon, folks. Sorry. Randomly, I have to put myself in my ready for work clothes, which is, press and sew gear and some Adidas sweats. But if I'm just in my pants walking around the house or I got on some shorts and, my house shoes, nah, man, that doesn't get me working. So when I was doing, my corporate IT stuff, even though I was working out of my house, I would literally put on my proper Aloha shirt or my shirt and tie to be in the house. And why you get dressed to work in the house? Because, man, your brain just does weird stuff to you, so you got to control it.
Absolutely. I agree with you completely. I have to work here. This is a little locked room at the end of the garden so that no one can, otherwise it doesn't. Otherwise I'd never do it. I'd just be working all the time.
Wait till your baby becomes toddler. Dad.
Be the best thing ever. There's all of a sudden he's completely soundproof, so I can't hear if he's crying.
All right, gang. Good to see everybody here. All right, Dan said he'll work with me. No, Dan, I'm gonna get up for you because you deserve it, bro. You're a rock star. You are a rock star. I like Mr. Camera Junkie because he's with me, right? I'm working on this thing about reframing everything, and actually in the last couple of posts and stuff that you've been posting on your show, you've been kind of creepily getting into a little bit more mindset stuff, which you say you're not going to do. I say I'm not going to do, but we end up doing it anyway because it has a lot to do with getting out of your own way so that you can. That noise is when I want to say a bad word and I eat it to be nice. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, I guess, where should we start? Let's start with the content creation side, because, man, your TikTok thing is just massive, and now you're getting into growing your channel. So yeah, just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So I started for content creation. Originally started on LinkedIn a long time ago now. Before nobody used LinkedIn, So I kind of moved away from that. I always bounce around. Wherever I go, I put my energy to it. It works. I build a following, and then I get sidetracked and go somewhere else. So I did a bit of TikTok, and at the beginning of the year, last year, the beginning of this year, I think I went on TikTok and grew that quite quick. So I got that to about 17,000 in a month. But then have decided, because I have my podcast, which is my kind of main thing, that it's now time to really put my energy onto YouTube, because YouTube is the only platform. I've interviewed, the show has been running for a long time now, and I've interviewed a lot of people, and the one thing they all have in common is they all built their brands, their content on search-based platforms. And that's become kind of a new mantra for me. It's really, and getting in with you guys, with Rob and people like that, like, it's really lit a fire as to like going, look, that's where I think everyone needs to be educated in content creation and content marketing. That things like TikTok, as much as I think they're brilliant, and Ginger Marketer, who's a big coach on there, is a good friend of mine. He's the one that helped me with it, and they're amazing. But if I was a TikToker and I have a client who is, I would be building a how-to on YouTube for TikTok because it is the one place, bar blogging and potentially podcasting, in my opinion, that is the best place for content creation.
So you bring up something that's kind of valuable, because I've been struggling with this in my own head. I always say I didn't want to like run myself too thin, right? But I have been kind of ignoring TikTok from a creation standpoint to mostly doing like my YouTube and my IG stuff, right? But when Vid Summit removes YouTube as the title sponsor, or VidCon, sorry, removes YouTube as the title sponsor and put TikTok as the title sponsor, maybe it's time for everyone who thinks I don't need to be on TikTok to rethink that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that there's a lot of potential and a lot of heat there. Now, I agree with you. I personally like the searchable content. That's why I don't F with Facebook that much, right? We have our group there because it's probably the easiest place for folks to communicate with each other. But Facebook marketing as a whole just gets wonky. They keep changing stuff, like they move stuff. Like, how would it be, you're like sprinting down the middle of the pitch, you're about ready to just plant one on the goalkeeper, and all of a sudden the goal's in the corner flag. Like, what? How the hell that's Facebook. That's exactly what it seems like to me. So I kind of like don't like that. But I think there is a way in my head, right? And maybe you can, because you've done it, explain more. I think there is a way to put it out there on TikTok, but drive them to whatever top of the funnel you want to drive them to, whether that be your website, whether that be your course or your coaching call or whatever. I think there's a way to cleanly drive folks to where you want them to go.
Absolutely. So the thing I found with TikTok, I love Gary Vee, and I'm obsessed with underpriced attention. And when people do something, this is the thing I'm not a fan of, is people say, and you see this a lot with YouTube, with YouTubers, big established YouTubers with shorts. They're like, oh, no. Don't need to use shorts. But the reality is vertical short form content is here to stay. It's here to stay. Like, it is the future. Google is YouTube. Facebook is Instagram. The two biggest tech companies, all of the biggest tech, like software companies in the world, have put their money where their mouth is. So to avoid it and to not look at it is ridiculous, in my opinion.
100%. And you know what? Because I was a video creator first, the idea of vertical video straight pissed me off. I was the guy that used to make fun of people that would do this. But yeah, I realized why everybody got there, why the phone even took that analogy first, is because the flip cam was so popular. Like when that little freaking piece of crap came out and you saw everybody running around, hey, look at that flip cam. Like if the GoPro beat the flip cam to market, we would have no vertical video right now. But the flip cam brought that thought, and then it, Sony and their bloggy, I had a bloggy, all of those things sort of put us in this frame, and then the phone came out and just made it permanent. And so even a curmudgeon like me who's been making videos since cameras came in 3 pieces, I had to like let go of my complaints about vertical video. I always hated it. I was like, nobody watches their TV like that. Now what do people do? Put their TVs like that.
They will do. They will do. Like, I mean, yeah. I actually like, I'm not a fan with you on it. I'm not a fan. But I think maybe like IGTV, for example, I think IGTV was maybe 3, 4, 5 years too early. And a friend of mine who's big into IGTV, and I said, look, I think it could be a slow burner. I think it could blow up. You can upload to IGTV up to an hour, like from your desktop. So like, I think we're going to see a real rise of vertical video in long form as well as short form. So I think that's something big. But in regards to answer your question with TikTok, the reason why I got on it was purely for that, to drive traffic to my podcast. That was the original thing. It was like, this platform is easy at the time. Well, everyone's saying it's easy. It's not easy. That's the thing I learned. But like, everyone's saying it's easy, and it's amazing if you're trying to drive people to something. But what I did learn with TikTok, which was a massive, real learning curve, was you have to make native content for the platform.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I think it completely changed the game. You know, like for people, like, I'm a big repurposer. I believe in, you know, smart planning, take it from the top of the funnel, bring it down, make it searchable, do a video, turn it to a blog, turn it to a podcast, clip it up into small IG clips. Like, you can do all of that. TikTok come along. Siri, shut up, Siri. TikTok come along, and it just like cut a hole right the way through all of that. And now you have to make a decision. You've got to make native content, and it's very hard because it's really 15 seconds. You have 15 seconds. Anything over the 15 seconds, you are losing their attention, because watch time is the same algorithm as YouTube. Funnily enough, it's the same thing.
So what about the people that are now, you know, you get your grow up, right? Like, you could probably qualify for 3 minutes, but I say skip that.
Yeah, I've got 3 minutes.
I'm like, even if you got 3 minutes, unless your audience tell you that they're ready for that, I probably wouldn't do 3-minute joints, because that's long in today's world, you know. It's crazy.
I don't use 3 minutes. So how I do my TikToks, and I have been off it this week, but normally what I do, I do a daily podcast, and I prep my podcast, and what I do is I'll record it. Then as soon as I bullet point my videos and stuff, and I just take the bullet points and I'll do a quick 15-second, like, look, this is the topic, this is what it is, these are the 3 things, bang, 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 like for more. And I use the word like. This is something I would say for you guys. It's very, very useful, is use the words. If you're trying to repurpose content, don't say subscribe, say like if you found this valuable, because it's universal on all platforms. You can repurpose across everywhere, because you can touch YouTube Shorts then. Whereas you can't if you said subscribe, and then you can't put that back onto TikTok, because these guys are really funny about it. If you put a YouTube Short on TikTok, you're going to give me, for everyone I say, they're going to get an example of, look, Ash, that's not true. These people blew up. Yeah, of course. A funny video and good content is good content. But
it's not long, though. That's
using language.
Oh my God! See, people got to stop with that. Like, I get it. Oh, but look, this video went viral. I'm going to say something that's extremely controversial, and I'm sorry. Fight me. I'm gonna get controversial for a second. Everyone's like, but I want to go viral. I want to go viral. You know what? Viruses are curable.
Yeah.
Let that freaking sink into your thick skull. Viruses are curable. Most viral content from, say, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, no one even knows where their creators are right now. No, those creators aren't still making money. Those creators aren't still growing their personal brand. They were a flash in the pan. They made a little bit of cake, and no one. Okay, anybody know where Chewbacca Mom is right now? I mean, let me know, because I'll get her on the show. And she'd be like, oh, I went back to work. I'm, kids getting ready to get that college game on, blah, blah, blah. Like 4 years ago, Chewbacca Mom was all the rage. There was memes, all this other stuff. Man, that lady is at the Piggly Wiggly right now buying groceries. That's Tesco for you. You know what I'm saying? Or Aldi, But people, you don't want to be viral. I hate to say this. This is a horrible analogy, but I don't care. Punch me in the nuts if you want to. You want to be cancerous. There's no way to get rid of you. Everywhere. Like, you want to matriculate all through everything.
Roberto Blake. I watched the video Roberto Blake did talking about this, and I love his content. I'm not a massive, I don't know, it depends. Some of the stuff I don't disagree with him on, but what I love about him is he said, I've never had a viral video, not once. So like,
SAP is sneaker preach, because they make fun of me because my boy Keith Pelzer always sneaking to preach. So he's like, I'm going to sneak a preach in 3, 2, 1. It's one of those things.
But yeah, I was saying, like, Roberto Blake said he's never had a viral video. And I was loving that. And I listened to it. While I was doing a run, and I was listening to him talking on his podcast, and he was like, I've never had one. He said, because it's consistency, as you just said about that, you've got to be everywhere. But you can't type in the keywords of content creator YouTube without him appearing. So it's about being, as you said, it's about being everywhere, to the point where, I say this with clients, you've got to get to the point where people are so sick of seeing you that they then go, oh, fine, I'll watch. I've seen you appear. Now, we're mates now, but before we were mates, I've seen you appear on Live Streaming Pro, or you on a video.
Donkey, that old git in Hawaii, out there talking mad spice, talking about UK stuff. He don't even know what he's talking about. Man, the hell with that dude. That's what you
The first
said.
time I saw you on Owen Video's live stream talking about so much tech in my head was going to explode. And I was like, what is this guy doing? And then you appeared on Live Streaming Pros, and then you appeared on Rob's thing. And that's what I mean about, like, that wasn't a viral video. Now, the joke is, everyone knows you because when I put guests in, I put all these big names in. I go, I'm Doc Rock, and I love Doc. Yeah, I'll come on. So it works. Like, it's about being everywhere, and you are everywhere.
It's like if you watch those horror movies or whatever, like Jason or Michael Myers or Slender Man, you got to be like that. I got to give a pop to my man Dan, because this is funny. He said the Matrix explains viruses the best. They consume more resources than die. Be a cockroach. They survive anything. I love it. See, I told you guys, Dan is the freaking man, dude. He comes up with the best. Okay, Sam asked a good question. I want to make sure we don't ignore Sam's question. Sam says, what do you think of shorts on YouTube? I tried it once, but I can't do it here on YouTube. Am I making a mistake? I'll let you go first, and then I'll hit it second.
Yeah, it's interesting. I had Rob Wilson from vidIQ on my show, so I asked him this question because he's done a lot of videos on shorts, and I said to him, what's your thoughts? And he said he summed it up, for my opinion, on shorts in one very, very great answer. He said, ignoring shorts right now, he said, is like ignoring uploading to YouTube in 2008. And he was like, and I was like, all right. And he said, that is what it is. He said, you wouldn't do that now. And that, like, I was like, okay, yeah, like, it's just a no-brainer. Like, he was saying, especially for tutorial content, these guys are so connected to YouTube, aren't they? vidIQ, TubeBuddy, they know what's going on, and they don't say they say we're not, but they do. And he was saying, very simply, he was like, when they can make this searchable, what video are you going to watch? Are you going to, you need to learn how to tie your tie. Are you going to watch the guy at the beginning who's got a 5-minute video? Hi, subscribe to my show, blah, 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 blah. Or are you going to get the guy that goes, here's a 15-second video showing you step-by-step how to tie my tie? The searchability of shorts, if they can hack it, if they can make it work, which is what he was saying, can blow, like, everything traditional of YouTube out of the water. And it's the one thing YouTube has going for it above Reels and TikTok, is that those guys, right, they don't understand search.
You're right. Because here's the thing that's correct. Right now, IG is Facebook, and we all know Facebook can't search its own ass. If Facebook went to Facebook, find your anus, it'd be like, what? Like, Facebook cannot find his own ass. Like, I search for shit. Sorry, Miss Eileen. I search for stuff. Here, let me just go ahead and, I need to get a PayPal thing here that every time I can just go like this straight to Miss Eileen's account. Miss Eileen holds me to my swear jar. You can go look for your own content. Like, I'll go search Facebook for stuff I posted on my page. I am searching my own page, and it'd be like, what? I don't know where that is. And so I'm just like, what, Facebook, kiss my butt. Now,
but it remembers it, though. It remembers it a year later, doesn't it? When it goes, do you know, right? You posted this? I'm like,
oh my God, 12 years ago today, you showed everybody such as, I was trying not to see that again. Thank you. Hello. Yeah. There's like, there you are sat with a big 6-foot bong and like, a couple bags and whatever. I was like, yo, people in my new life don't know about that. Hello, zip it. So TikTok, actually, go to TikTok and search as Borland there's like 12 of you, but I know the avatar because I already know you. But if I heard you on a podcast, or I heard you like out the side of my ear over listening to somebody else's podcast at the coffee shop and be like, damn, I like that, I'm gonna go find this dude. I have totally found podcasts by accidentally eavesdropping on somebody else outside listening to a podcast eating a sandwich, or listening to a YouTube video, and I hear the YouTube video saying something clutch, I'll pull out my phone and look it up. You can't find it. Like, I know what it is myself. It's actually just Ash Borland. But if you don't know to search for the name, you search for people. Sometimes you get a bunch of different things, right? Especially if you have a really, really common name like Luis Vega. There's like 3,000 Luis Vegas. 8 of them live in a single house in New York. So, sorry, that was a Puerto Rican joke. I can do it. So it's just one of those things where you nailed it. YouTube is Google. A lot of people forget that. We all try to remind them, but hey, regular folks forget that. So once they put search on, yes, those will be the videos that freaking catch fire. And here's another thing. We've all watched these movies or read these books where it's the hero's journey and he's all going through and he's waiting for that one piece of wisdom from the sage, 700-year, 4-inch green thing. I'm your father. Or, do this, do that, do this, do that. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, some of the biggest lessons in the world, if you go back in your own head for your own life, some of your biggest lessons in the world actually happened in a 15-second window. It might have taken you years to find it, might have taken you years to come with it. So, yeah, this is going to be a thing. And I have kind of sort of been ignoring shorts, but I have also kind of sort of been screwing up. So let me check. Coffee Talk said he disagreed, and now I want to know why. And I got to send a shout out to my buddy Alex in the building. What's up, Alex? Good to see you here, boss. Hey, Ruth, good to see you here real quick. Miss Eileen is getting rich today because Ash makes me swear, dude. I'm sorry. I blame him. Sam,
just your search. Come.
Sam, never delete old posts. I tell you why. I leave him there don't say never, it's up to you, but I leave them there so that I can make fun of how horrible my old post was. And it's a level of growth, and I can use that to show new creators that, yeah, even I used to be a donkey on YouTube. So I don't know. That's just me. Go ahead, Ash. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, this is the other thing that Rob showed me, and this is what kind of changed my game. I've got my phone here. So me and you were chatting before, I'm a big Star Wars fan. So if I search Star Wars on YouTube, on my app, and I click on, I don't know, it's going to bring me up someone from Stupendous Wave, probably. Anyway, if you click on it, I don't know if you know this, Doc, but like the video comes up. But if I scroll down 2 videos, or 3 videos, so here we go. It brings up a shorts shelf that is specific to that video.
Yep.
Which is massive. And that's what people don't get. They were like, they are all Star Wars shorts. So right now, you could be appearing on Neil Patel or all these guys' videos because they're not making shorts, but you could slightly be growth hacking your channel, like by getting on their shelf in their search. Like that's
only 2 shorts. One of them is Star Wars. So I guess I better get back in there. All right, cool. So Coffee Talk and Tech says shorts can definitely be a tool, but is that tool more efficient, effective than long content? No. See, here's what we do. Here's what we do. Coffee Talk and Tech. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Let me explain this. I don't know why we're humans. I don't know what it is. We are extremely unnecessarily and demonstrably, but I say negatively, we are binary AF. And we really need to stop that, right? We are Sony, Canon, right? PlayStation, Xbox, Mac, PC, Manchester United, Manchester, frick you city, or Manchester, Liverpool. Like we are, Lakers, Celtics, right? We are Cowboys, Redskins. Like we are just binary AF, and it's bad. You want to do both. You use the 15-second joint to lead to your long content, okay? So I don't know if she's here yet, but my homegirl, Michelle from LBC Branding, she'll do like a bunch of shorts that lead to the longer form content, right? I see cats now doing shorts that lead up to the live. So what I could have done, which, okay, now I'm starting to piece this together. I'm going to self-therapize. So welcome to docking himself. Again, really weird conversation. Guys, I just learned 3 dope secrets about personal branding. Secret number 1, you got to wear the white t-shirt. Secret number 2, you need a half sleeve that kind of leaks out. And secret number 3, you got to have Pikachus in the back. If you want to learn more about leveling up, check it out this weekend on Saturday in this exact channel. I'm going to have Ash Borland in, find out the rest of the secrets. Peace. That's 15 seconds, bro.
There you go.
Right? And then even if somebody sees it 3 years later, it still would have the link to the video that they can watch because they're still trying to find the 3 secrets that I just learned about personal branding. You know what I mean? So, like, you could do it with anybody's content, right? Like, Keely could explain, this is the difference between a red card in field hockey versus a red card in footy. And she goes, blah, 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 blah. You want to learn more about the rules of the game in field hockey? Come to my channel, F.H. Humphreys, and everything is there. It's field hockey umpires, but Americans read it F.H. Humphreys for some reason. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, honestly, the answer is both. And the reason why I say that, Coffee Talking Tech, my mentor, when I had my mentor, right, he used to always tell me over and over again, like, successful people and rich people choose both.
Yeah.
Because everyone's always, like, us smaller folks down here, we're always about the either or, the either or, the either or, the or. And he always says to me, rich people choose both.
It's no different than a podcast. You know, like my YouTube channel is a new channel because I'm a podcaster. But the reality is, if it's a video podcast and you're good with production and you know how to do it, you shouldn't have to choose. You just do the same thing. And I think that, like, with your live stream, you know, so this could easily be a podcast. I think too many people get precious on what the place is as opposed to just it's content. It's content, and the more places it is, the higher chance it has of being converted. I upload my podcast videos to IGTV. I upload them everywhere. And because I have listeners on IGTV, I might get like 10 downloads, 10 people watch it, but those 10 people message me. So you need to, I think you see, like you say, it's not either or. And 100%, if you guys are getting any traction, you're getting traction on your YouTube channel, do not drop like long form searchable content for shorts.
Oh, definitely no.
No. Like,
that would be bad.
I'd integrate it or make a shorts channel. I mean, with someone like me, like, I have to make a shorts channel because I do daily content long form. So it's not possible. I'd bombard you, but I think, there'd be too much. But
the bombard, my dear.
I'd be terrible. Or you can turn it off. If you're worried about making your subscribers like disappear, you can turn off the notification to them. And I do that with a lot of shorts, and then let it just go do its life on the shelf.
Coffee Talk, you bring a really valuable point. As a new YouTuber, it is hard to decide where to best put your time. And so here's the thing, bro. As an old YouTuber, it's really hard to decide where to put your time. That's always going to be there. So that part's never going away. So just don't be afraid to make the mistake. I think what happens is a lot of us are afraid to make the mistake, right? So when TikTok was first banging, like when I first caught wind, like, I mean, full sniff of the dirty draws of TikTok, I was in Japan. I had just gotten off the plane. I knew about it. I heard about it, a couple things, but my friends were starting to text me like TikTok videos, right? And I want to call this like October 2019. I think that's correct. So anyway, I'm looking at a couple stuff, and it's all these people doing like hand puppetry. There's a lot of people doing the dance, whatever. And I'm like, hey, none of this crap worth anything to me, but it is quite amusing. And as a, sort of ex-rapper / dancer, I was entertained, right? I was entertained checking out, hey, this kid got bars. This kid got bars, right? Then I saw a couple, DJ cats doing really short DJ sets. Or remember these 7 songs from the 80s? And I was like, okay, I get it. But like, I'm leaving that life. So I'm leaving the DJ, the dancer life. Like, I really don't want to do that. But then I started to see business folks come on. And what I should have done right then and there was start to do the branding on it. But I was like, nah, whatever. And it wasn't that like, oh, this is only, I saw the potential, but I just ignored it because I said, oh, there's probably better things to do at the time right now, like make YouTube videos. And truth be told, they're 15 seconds. Don't overproduce them. Just pop it up and be like, hey, you want to hear something really cool that just happened in tech? It turns out that iOS 15 is absolutely crutch. I got 17 top things from iOS 15. Give a like. I'll put it in the comments. That's it. Don't edit. Don't do nothing. No green screen. No little moving around kind of crap. That alone is top of funnel behavior on TikTok that will work. So I posted a video on TikTok about shooting vertical content with Ecamm, and in 24 hours got like 300 views with no following. I have 0 following. I might have 8 people that follow me on TikTok.
Oh, you can go like viral. Like I said this on our live stream before. Like I just did a cheeky affiliate link to something off AppSumo, and I literally did this. I was like, I had AppSumo up on my screen, and I had the camera. Look, this is a great app. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Happy Scribe. It's a transcribe. No, it wasn't. It was like a Canva equivalent. It's Canva equivalent. Canva is normally $100 and whatever a year. This you can buy for a lifetime access for $32. Link is in the description. Showed it, and I just literally twisted the camera, showed my screen, and just said, "This is really cool," and it went viral. As in, like, I think it was like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 shares. Like it was just going, and I was like, it literally took me 2 seconds to make. Like all of you guys, all of us, what does very well on TikTok for any of you guys that listen is practical teaching. If you're not obviously dancing and stuff, yeah, but like practical teaching does very well. So like Ecamm stuff will do very well. Your most viral video on your YouTube channel about an SSD card for a MacBook or something, I think it was. I saw it's very good. Like that type of stuff blows up. Recipes, workouts, anything where you're trying to teach something does so much better than or list videos. 3, this.
Oh,
I wouldn't do any more
listicles do
3 because
really
it gets
well
hard.
there. Yeah, I realized that I absorbed those freaking listicles, and I hate listicles. Back when BuzzFeed was growing, I just decided I hated listicles. This was like 2013, 2014, just because it was a hipster move, and I was, as a hip hopper, I'm anti-hipster. You know what I mean? I was anti-hipster everything except pour over coffee, which again, I was anti for a long time, and then I made it, and then I was like, oh shit. Yeah, okay, stop hating on hipsters. They learn some stuff. Pour over coffee is freaking legit. Actually, I think I was anti-pour over coffee until I found out it was more of a Japan thing that hipsters just bit. And then I was like, okay, I'm in now because as a Japanophile, But yeah, it's kind of crazy. And Keely, you bring up a good point, and I appreciate what he said, like not afraid to make mistakes. He's going to go in and do whatever. I appreciate that. I love the people that would just try. And this one, I'm sorry, Mike, you just got me because I was a hardcore Neo Geo guy back in the day. I don't know why you just flashed back my brain like that. I got a hard enough time focusing anyway, and he hit me with a Neo Geo icon. Whoa. So Keely said, no one has time to do it all. 100%. Try things that appeal to you. Check out the results. If it don't work, try something else. Yes. And that literally is what it's about. You got to just swing, bro. It's funny. It's one of those things you definitely have to just swing. Oh my God, Homesick Mac. Man, this would be dope. Guys, okay, here's why. I know jack about playing the guitar. Let me just put you right now. I know absolute jack. I did 1 semester in like freaking the 12th grade, right? I can do nothing. Now, that being said, I have discovered through other people's videos that I can show you how to play 10 different songs in 15 seconds using the same 2 chords. I can show you 5 songs in 15 seconds using the same chord, 3 seconds each song. Done. Show them how to put your finger and do it really quick. He's like, here's how you put your fingers. Hold it exactly like this. 1, 2, 3, and then watch this song. Da, 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 and watch the song. Da, 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 and watch the song. Da, 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 da. Like to learn more. Done.
Yeah.
Absolutely done.
If it's too long, it's 2 videos. Like that's the thing that I had a TikTok coach help me, and that's what he said. He was like, mix it down. If it's 3 tips, and you can't get that listicle video out in time, he said do 3 individual videos in depth. But the real length, you guys just said about the Kataga one about the length. The length is a minute. I've got the 3-minute thing. I've not seen anyone successfully use that yet. A minute is long. It's very similar to YouTube. It is on watch time, but the watch time they want is very different to YouTube. They're not looking for, 50%. Wow, well done. What they're looking for is 90, 95, 100, moving all the way up to 100 plus because they want you to loop. So yeah, shorter. 15 seconds is I would say is the staple for all of them. Plus, if you do 15 seconds, guys, you can reuse them as stories on your Instagram as well as reels.
That's super good. Coffee Talking. Rob said that he used to play the banjo and it did enjoy the ladies, but then Coffee Talking Tech said banjo and moonshine gets the ladies, which is funny because I don't know if Brian is still here, but Brian's literal channel name is Beards and Banjos. So there's that. Hey, Kathy, good to see you here. All right, so let's talk a little bit about personal branding. This is one of those things. Personal branding is the word love when it comes to content creation. Everybody think they know what it is. Nobody really knows what it is, and it's nebulous AF. So, holla at your boy. Explain to me about your take on personal branding.
Yeah, sure. Personal branding does my head in because of that reason. Like I got into it's the best thing to explain how I got into it. So before I got into content marketing, personal branding was my thing. Like my background is performing arts. I was like West End in the UK. That's like Broadway.
West End Girls.
Yeah,
love that track. Sorry, I got musical Tourette's. I'm super sorry, but
no, good. And so like. For me, like personal branding, when I got into kind of the marketing space, I was like, well, what I'll do is I'll be a personal brand coach because I understood I'd grown up in a career where me and you were chatting about this off air, that people judged me by the way I looked. I knew that what you put out to the world had a direct impact on what other people were thinking. You talk about the binary way of how the brain works. That it's Apple. I mean, you're just Mr. Apple, but Apple or Samsung, like. That is the way the human mind works. And so for me, personal branding is about effectively creating a version of yourself. It's not be authentic or show it, because all of that stuff is part of it. But you have to create a very clear and a very consistent version of yourself that you can portray to the world. And when you do that, and you do that effectively with clear message, consistent delivery of that message, and you're patient enough to allow it long enough to grow. So you don't want it in a year, you want it in 2 years, 5 years, whatever it may be. You can become the top of mind for that specific thing. And you don't have to be the best. Visibility is so much more important than ability itself. And that's what personal branding is to me. Now you, Doc, will get this, is David Beckham is not the best footballer in the world.
Not even freaking close.
But everybody in the world knows who he is.
That's because Vicky is hot.
No,
I'm joking. But like, I'm joking.
I know you are. But the truth is, like, he is an example of it. Is that David Beckham is not the best footballer, but he is universally known for football. That the two of them are so linked because we've grown up. We've seen him. Everywhere he is, football follows. Everywhere football follows, David Beckham follows as well. And so you can be that for your industry. And the joke about it is it's so much easier than you realize. And you said this to me on my show. You messed about you've been on YouTube for years. You messed about, you got your 2,000 subs over 8 years. Funnily enough, in the last 2 years, you got 8,000. You straight through.
Okay, I'll make it worse for you. It was more like 13 or 14 years, but yeah.
But when you focused on one thing, it made it super clear for everyone to go, that's what this guy's about. And Vicky is hot.
And then Sam says, no, it's because he looks good. Yeah, David's hot too.
But did you see? Yeah. So that's what. So for me, personal branding is effective reputation management. But the trick with it is about being consistent and clear, and about making sure that that literally only is making sure that only you talk about one thing and you keep it on brand. The moment you start taking it off brand, you start to lose that authority. It's more into authority marketing. You start to lose that, and that's when you'll start to lose people. So people come here for one thing, and when you start to change that, you start to dilute that message, and that's how you don't become the best in the world at it. You can do very, very well, but you're not going to be Tony Robbins or David Beckham.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so Keely, I kind of understand what you said, but before I touch on your point real quick, I want to just highlight something that Ash just said that slapped me clean strong in the back of my melon. It said, I'm going to screw this up, but I think I got it right. Visibility is better than ability. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Holy. Damn. Okay, hold on. I gotta let that sink in because I think it's very
That gets
easy.
me in a lot of trouble.
Huh?
That statement gets me in so much
But
trouble
it shouldn't,
all the
because we
time.
all know people who are marketable as all get, who are out there, who are just straight hot trash. I mean, horrible people, whack, stupid, like shouldn't be able to be out and about spreading their horrible message. But you know how we say famous for no reason? Remember, I don't know how big she was in the UK, but we had this little chick here. Her name was Danielle something, Danny something. And she was just famous for, oh, catch me outside. How about that? And it became like a meme. And it was the worst representation of adolescence of today ever. But, yo, she was making money off of just being a horrible human being. So, yeah. Visibility can be much better than ability, right? It just is. It's horrible to think that, but man, yeah. Anyway, and I was trying not to say it, Rich, but yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there. I can't stand anything about Kim K or her little tribe and her sisters, or any of that. I think it's so horrible. I think my mom was like Annie Hall kind of mom to me. Like, I don't even really know the whole Annie Hall story, but as a little kid, my mom was in business suits. She was out here doing it. She was climbing the ladder as a, civilian working in the government agency. She was one of the highest ranking females, civilians in the government for a hot minute, working Department of Defense. Like, she overclimbed all the ladders. She overclimbed the race ladders, the sexist ladders, the whole 9 yards, like, and did it all as a single mom. Like, she was putting in that work. And to watch like my sisters come out and do big stuff, and to watch my young niece out here doing big stuff, and then Kim K comes out and just slides women back, because I see all of these girls on the internet trying to be like her, just like cute and let's just say less than intelligent. Kim actually intelligent, but she kind of plays that less than intelligent role. I know she's actually intelligent because of who her dad is and how much money she's made, but faking dumbness for the money, and like, yeah, come on, like that whole situation. And most of the reason why most of us don't like her is because we think she's being, playing the I don't even know if it's safe to say this, but I'll say it. She's trying to play the bimbo card, but she was actually super genius. She knew exactly what she was doing, and her net worth proves it. But yeah, it's just, oh my goodness. You guys don't get me started on that one. Here, I wanted to send this to Keely because Keely brought up something, and I know this is where everyone gets confused. Keely said, but what if David Beckham's story isn't about personal branding, but it's actually about great marketing? Those are two different things that I get confused about a lot. And here's why. Keely, because Seth Godin will tell you. Let me see if I can do this without screwing up. and this is what everyone gets wrong about marketing, and I'm already can't type, so I'm trying to type this as safe as possible. Sorry, gang. Okay, here we go. I want to put this there. Marketing is a generous act of helping someone solve a problem. Seth Godin, period. That's marketing. Like, if the king of marketing says that's marketing, right? Personal branding is a little bit different. Personal branding is about letting folks know who you are and what you about and what your purpose is and what your mission is, what is your drive, what are your values, all of that. So when you see a certain people, you understand their values. When you see certain people, you understand their drive, you understand what moves their needles and all of that. That's personal branding. So what that does, though, it is allows people to give you authority factor if you're about something that's teaching or learning or whatever, and it allows people to give you the trust factor. Because once you gain in order to gain authority, you must gain trust. So if you got your trust over here, you got your authority over here, and your thing is vegan cooking in an Instant Pot, then your name is Kathy Hester. Yep. Right? People in her tribe trust her. She got 15, 16 now cookbooks, right? She's explaining people like her method of switching everything to vegan and gluten-free and healthy in order to save her spouse's, medical condition. And her spouse is thriving right now. Her and her wife are just doing fine. So now the providence of what she's teaching, that's not some foo-foo person on the internet going, I'm gluten-free. What's gluten? I don't know. Shut up. Get out of here. You just, skinny mini trying to be cute on the internet. Kathy had a purpose. Save my spouse's life. And so she went into everything in her soul to how to teach people how to just be better, but do it quickly, inexpensively, and you don't need to have a culinary degree. I will say that her personal brand now is funny as all get lady that knows everything about healthy cooking inside of dime store appliances. Sorry, not dime store apartment. Makes about as much sense as screen doors in the submarine. Anyway, sorry.
No, but you're spot on. I agree. Like it is smart marketing, but it is also an effective execution of good personal branding. So like I say to people all the time, I'm really into behavioral psychology, so I don't get too deep onto it, but we all have what we call behavioral heuristics. We are lazy. Humans are lazy. We make lazy decisions. And the problem is, and I say this all the time, the average human attention span is 8 seconds.
Yeah.
So if it takes me longer, I say to my clients, if it takes me longer than 8 seconds to work out what you do, then I'm going to move on to somebody else. This is where visibility over ability. That's where so that means that then this is what happens all the time. This is with the issue, we see with content creators. Hi, my name's Ash. And I'm like, gone. Sorry, I'm not interested. Don't introduce yourself. Get to the goods. Let me know. Now, this is the thing. This is the beauty of them being consistent, is that it takes around 8 to 9, I think it's 7 to 9 online interactions before someone wants to buy from you. It's all about branding there. So you have to be clear in what you're talking about and consistent so that those people over time, you are reprogramming them so they go, when I need a plumber, that's the only person I'm ever going to think about. When I need live streaming tech advice, literally, there is only one person.
Dude, Wakefield can't even come to my house. He don't live nowhere near me. But I'll watch what he says and compare it against the dude that comes over to the house with the butt crack showing, trying to tell me something. And I'll be like, nah, man, I don't think it's that. I think you need to do it this, and this. And he look at me like, oh, you know what? Let me double check that. Oh, you're right. It's like, how do you know that? Yeah, my boy Roger told me on the internet. Oh, I watched that guy too. See what I'm saying?
Roger, the joke about it. Roger probably, and I don't know Roger. I do know, as in I've messaged him and stuff, but I don't know him like where he hasn't been on the show or anything. Is Roger's not the best plumber. He's not the best plumber, but we believe he's the best plumber because we see him in a place of authority. This is what happens all the time. Like people don't seem to understand this, is that it's not about being, my wife watches these programs all the time, Botched, like the where they got the
plastic surgery one.
They're not the best plastic surgeons, guys. Like the best plastic surgeons living on a yacht, doing whatever he wants. But the reality is they are trusted authorities through effective personal branding. Now, I think you're right with the two of them. To be effective personal branding, you do need to have good marketing.
Yes,
But-
Kitty, she caught it later.
Yeah.
You know what's
Spot on.
funny is when you say that, I think it's like Oprah, man. Like Oprah says buy something, people just buy it because they trust her authority and they trust her thing. I wanted to bring this up, first of all, real quick. I got to send a shout out to Homesick Mac for sending the super sticker, and there was a Shiba Inu shaking his hip saying thank you. I love how Ecamm spells out what YouTube tries to show us, which is super dope. And I gotta say thank you to Coffee Talking Tech for also giving a super chat. So thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate you guys for coming through. And I good to see Victor showed up. Good to see you here, Victor. I'm not sure why you never clear, but let us know and we'll see what you can help. Because yeah, that's just amazing. But I wanted to go back to Keely's point because I think she's starting to wrap around it. And trust me, Keely, this is all of us, bro. Like Ash said, I mean, you understand because your dad's UK. Like, just the whole thing of personal branding does his head in. So I love that statement. We don't say that here, but I like that statement. The trust and authority comes from your brand. And then when you turn those values into solving problems for others, that's marketing. Right? Yeah, that's it. That's kind of sort of it, right? And you know, I think about this in a weird situation. So the missus, she's a realtor and she doesn't do a lot of, say, marketing. Like, you know, these people that put their face on the bus stop, be like, do you want to buy a house? Yeah. Nobody wants to buy a house from your ass with your face on the bus stop. This is whack. I would never buy a house from anybody whose face is on the bus stop or the bus. Or, you know, random posters around my name. I don't know why realtors do that, right? In our space here, maybe it's similar to where you are estate agents. Everybody puts their face on the business cards. She don't do that. And I remember when I was designing the car for her, I was like, why didn't you want to put your face on it? You know, you're cute, you know, whatever. Why did you do it? And she's like, because I wanted them to feel that the house purchase, the house buying, whatever, is about them, not about me. And I was like, bing bong, winner, chicken dinner, all of the above, go out, grab a curry, let's go, right? Yeah. So what I did, I mixed the U.S. humor with the UK humor. Learn it, people. Robert's your mother's brother. Take that one to the bank.
Love
basically, it. I love that. And some people have even asked, oh, how come your face is not on there? And it's kind of dope to just be like, hey, it's about you. It's not about anybody else, right? It's about what you want for your place and things like that. And a lot of realtors are out there doing the myriad things to pump up their personal brand, but they're not doing anything to show their trust factor and their authority because they're just busy flashing their face on everything because some donkey and some realtor, I just said it wrong, some realtor marketing class told them that you want to put your face everywhere so that you'll become top of mind. And it's like, yeah, you're top of mind as douchebag. You're not top of mind as good, you know, trustworthy person. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So now, like, there was a situation where we have these award ceremonies every year. And one of the choices is called, you know, People's Choice Award. And then there's the Realtor's Choice Award. And so she had won the Realtor's Choice Award a couple times in a row. And then she's like, oh, you know, it'd be kind of cool to win the People's Choice Award. I go, no, man, your industry is full of snake oil people. They all hate each other. They're super competitive. And they think you're the dopest person in the industry. To me, that's bigger. That's bigger that they think you're the coolest because they're all full of crap. Right? Not all. 80% of them are full of crap. 20% of them are legit trying to help you get the house of your dreams. The rest of them are normally just trying to like buy more cars to impress each other. Right. And you know, because you come from that space a little bit too, right? Or dealing with it anyway. So the same thing. Financial guys are the same way, right? Most of them are just trying to pad their pockets. Some people are really trying to help you have a nest egg for your children's when they get ready to do something.
I got into this because of my financial background and because I started content marketing. And that was purely because of that. Like, as in, like, nobody, I say this to people all the time, like, your personal brand, nobody, like, this is what I have these 6 golden rules, but one of the last one is nobody cares.
Nobody
None of
cares.
you people here, no one's watching your stream, and I hate to say this, well, this is going to be like, you're going to hate me now, but what people do is look at you, Doc, and they see what they see in themselves in you, or one of two things: either what people like people who are like them, or what they wish they were like. So they either look up to you like, oh my God, I wish I could do what Doc does, or they'd say, I'm just like that guy. And
look at how I introduced you on the show. I'm like, Ash is the skinny, handsome UK version of me when I was young.
That's why me and you do, because there's a similar thing. I say this to people all the time, like, people are busy and no one cares. So your clients, and this is what like your missus has done so well, you've got to be a mirror to reflect back to the client everything they want to see in you. Yep. This is where people go wrong with personal branding. It's very wrong. Is that personal branding is not your life story. It is not where you worked, what you did, who your family are, showing photos of you in the gym, showing photos of your dogs and cats. That's not personal branding, but that is what the realtor marketing guy will go, show your face so people know you. No. Personal branding is what your missus did spot on, is making someone remember you for the reasons that they want to remember you. Now, I love The Rock. I'm a huge Rock fan. But the reason why The Rock is the most liked person in the world and the most followed person in the world is because he's like a horoscope. He's everything and nothing at the same time.
Yep.
To some people, he's a wrestler.
That's really him. This is not an act. Yeah. I know him personally. Yeah. I've hung out with him. He's from here, right? He's from our neighborhood, right? Yeah. I've been in the gym where, I'm in there lifting weights and he comes in and he's like, oh, can I jump in? And I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna need me to take these plates off for you. And he just looked at me and laughed and like, pop it with the towel. And I was like, oh, let me get that. Like, you need a spot? Like, I couldn't spot him. Like, I would break myself. But he is a normal. When he comes home, nobody here treats him weird, right? Our biggest thing we do as a community is we try to shield him from the tourists that'd just be all up in his grill. But when he's home to us, he homie from the block. Yeah,
that he is the perfect. I love him, and he is the perfect execution of personal branding done epically well. He reduces friction. He doesn't upset people really. I know I saw the political thing. But other than that, up until that point, he's been super, super likable. He does Moana. He's the people's champ in everything he does, and the reason why is he's so authentically himself that we just see the bits of ourselves in him.
Yep.
We don't really follow him.
I was really happy that when he became famous, he took a part of my name with him.
That was it. You asked permission.
No, but that's just because we call here the Rock, right? I can't wait to get off the Rock, so and so the Rock. You got to protect the Rock or the Rock, So that's just a terminology that we call our homeland. So that was his way of taking a little bit of home with him as he grew. But I mean, yeah, you're 100% correct, man. He's a straight, genuine person. And I think some people think like, oh, he's being cheesy or campy. And I'm like, nah, bro, he is literally like 6'4", 350 Mr. Rogers. He literally is. I BS you not. That is 100% him. It's kind of crazy.
He's amazing at it. You can see that. And so that's what, I think that's the thing with personal brand. Your missus is spot on. And that's why she's so successiful. What's his one?
Victor says, "Trust for me, coming from one's confirmed background. If I know what you're talking about is something you have done for years, and people know you for it." Yeah, I kind of agree and disagree with this for one thing, because some of the greatest lessons in life I've ever learned from somebody just starting out that came in with fresh Bambi eyes, didn't have the baggage, didn't have, the things. And in a way, Victor, I get what you're saying. And I think most of us do that by nature because we've been taught to do that by nature. But that's how we end up missing the person that actually is bringing heat, right? So in a way, Victor, one of the things that messes that thought process up right now is there's people who will go out here and only listen to the to the people or the channels that have like millions of subscribers and they're growing and whatever. But then you look at somebody who only has a handful of subs, but they're bringing real value and they know what they're speaking about because they've done their homework and they're not just working off of the popularity. So what you say is factual, but it's also a little bit catch-22, and you have to be you have to acknowledge that, or you should acknowledge that. Let's put it that way.
One thing I would say with that, like this is where, so Victor, you're spot on in the way you say that, and this is where my career has been built, because the way you think, this is me. No, don't. This is good. I respect what you're saying. The way you think is super easy to hack, and I'll tell you why. Because I became successful as a mortgage broker because I joined a really big, like back in the day, how I got into content. I joined this big firm that had all been doing it 30 years, and I was literally fresh. So I went onto Google and I downloaded and I printed off a ton of blogs. And I just read one paragraph from each blog every day. And then I made a video on the paragraph every day. I did that for like 2 years. Do you know what the joke is? This is where visibility over ability came in. I couldn't believe that everyone, what you just said then, you're like, I only come, everyone would sit in my office and say, I only go to people who know what they're talking about and done it for years. I went to John down the road and he doesn't know what he's doing. And I didn't say, they didn't know how long I'd done it for. But because they seen me and thought that I looked like I knew what I was doing, which I did, they didn't have a clue. And that was when I realized it's not about how good you are. It's about how much you show people the world. Like, you have to show the world that.
Yeah.
And this is
we always say show them, don't tell them. And so, yeah, you're dead solid on that, 100%. You know what's funny you say that? When I first got out of the military and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, the easiest way to make money that I knew right away was to go sell cars, because I had my roommate at the time in the military was the check-in guy to the base. So when you come to the base from wherever you were coming, whether at basic training or a different duty station somewhere, he was the guy in the finance office that would do your final paperwork, like let you know what to do, tell you like, this is the island, here's a map of some places, here's, if you need food and stuff like that, here's the good grocery stores, here's all the stuff you need. And so one of the things people would say, I just got promoted, I just moved here, I didn't ship my old car, I need a car. And he would be like, oh, my old roommate works at the car dealership, just go down there and tell him, that I sent you, and he'll hook you up and give you a deal. Okay. So I had customers being fed to me. When I went to the dealership, it's super. Anybody can get a job at a car dealership because they're always hiring. Simple. Just go, right? You need to build your studio and you want to build it fast, go work at a car dealership for like 6 months. You'll make enough money to paint half of your house, like provided you follow these steps. So first thing you go in, they give you all of these books and stuff about all the cars that they have. Now it's all in video. But let's just pick, I was at Toyota, so I use Toyota for instance, right? They had you go down the list of all the cars and you needed to know all of the basic features in that, right? My guy taught me, don't worry about the specs. And I'm the spec guy. You guys know me. Everybody in my following knows me. I'm the spec guy. One of those specs. Nobody cares about the V6 bilateral pump and dump engine. Now, forget that. Just feature, benefit, feature, benefit, feature, benefit. This feature, here's the benefit, here's how it works for you. Explain it exactly like that. So what I did was I went in and I learned all of the feature benefit. But me being a tech guy, I still went in and learned all of the specs. And I would study that stuff for like a week solid. So my leads were coming in because my roommate was sending me leads. Most of those guys in the military, they were buying used cars. It was clean, it ran, it had a warranty, boom, they're gone. But within a month, I became like the second highest salesman in my entire company. Our company owned 14 lots in the state of Hawaii. Surf Code Toyota. Junior, who's from here, he knows what I mean. I used to work at the smallest shop in the joint called Waipahu Toyota. It's like the tiniest one. There's a guy today, he's still selling out of Kaimaki. His name was Derek Kaya. Anywhere you drove around, you saw the license plate that said Surf Code Toyota, Derek Kaya, you bought your car from here. Somebody in Junior's family bought their car from Derek Kaya. But for the 3 years that I worked there, I was just under him because I would just have the answers, right? Newest kid on the block, but like you said, I growth hacked it. I just went and learned all of the specs. So when one of the card people wouldn't know what they were talking about, and then I could answer that question, people would leave and then come back and then try to get me to sell them the card. I still had to split it with the other person because that was our rules. But, you know, when we go to the meeting every 30 days, we had to go to this hotel and they just have a meeting of all the salespeople. And they're like, how does this dude that don't have any family here, no connections, didn't go to high school here, didn't go to college, where does he get all these customers from? And it was from just knowing what the frick you were talking about. So you don't have to have been doing it long to know what you're talking about.
No, you just literally like that to me was what made me. I mean, that's an amazing example again. This is what made me go after what I loved, because I hated being a guy in finance. Hated it. But I realized
it's just a
in 2
creepy
years,
field, man.
it's terrible. But I realized in 2 years, I was like, in 2 years, if you do a video on something new every single day for 2 years straight of something you don't know, I learned it. So what was happening was I would be in a room with people who were like 20 years my senior in what they were doing. And they'd go, they go, oh, well, that doesn't work. And I go, well, it does actually, because of this reason, and because I've learned it. Because when you record it and then you edit it, you're watching this back over and over and over again every single day. So you're compounding this learning effect. It's like the 1% daily. 1% daily is 365%. So by what I realized in 2 years, I said to my wife, I said, if I do this in marketing, I could probably do the thing I want to actually do. And that's how we did it. We didn't know anything. I knew, obviously, by that point, I'd done a lot of content, but I was like, okay. And what you realize is quickly, you said this when you opened me up, TikTok, podcasting. My podcast went from zero subscribers to top 14 in the marketing charts here in the UK in 6 months.
Shut up.
Because that's how I did it. Because if you do it,
no, dude, you're taking the piss at me right now. Are you serious?
No. I mean, it's out now because I messed it all up because I decided to go YouTube. But yeah,
Damn, that's
I went
crazy
from
though.
I went from like, but the way you do that is visibility. I love there's a great thing. You say you've got to want it more than everybody else. You've got to, do what, like there's a great thing Chris Pratt said on his new film Tomorrow War, if you've seen it on Amazon
That's dope, bro. I love that joint.
There's a bit when he says right at the beginning, and there's like the World Cup, and he says to you, like, this is football, and he said to his daughter goes, he says, they're the best in the world. And she says, well, how do you be the best in the world? It really rings with me. And he said, you've got to be willing to do what no one else is willing to do. And if you do that, and that was what with me, no one is going to outwork me. No one is going to make more content than I'm going to make. No one's going to read more or learn more about it than me. And I'm not, whether that is true or not is a different thing, but that's the way I believe.
That's the way I believe it too.
If you're going to do one piece of content a day, don't worry, because I'm going to do 2. And if you're going to do 2, then I'm going to do 4. And that's the rock, that's the thing, and that's how you do it. And what I remember saying is, one of my friends, a guy called Spencer Lodge, he's a massive, massive business guy, friends with Gary Vee, friends with Tony Robbins, all of these people. And I said to him, Spencer, the bar is shockingly low. It's scarily low. And he went, Ash, he said, it's because 99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to just get by. He said, but if you actually do it, honestly, and that's the one part and advice for any of you guys, the one thing I want you to take, no matter what, is anyone, if I can do it, anyone can do it. You just have to genuinely wake up.
That's what I be saying. Oh my God. I'm like, yo, if a donkey like me can do this joint, anybody can do it.
Mate,
but
me and you,
like, you're this or you're that. I was like, nah, man, those are executive decisions.
This is a great thing. Nick Nimin. So Nick's been on the show. This is the joke about it all. None of you are unreachable. Not one of you. I've had Owen video in the YouTube space. I knew nothing about YouTube 3 months ago. Nothing. But I had a good podcast. I went on to Nick's lives. I went, that guy knows what he's talking about. And the difference is, I just messaged him. Nick, would you like to come on the show? Now I know Nick. Then I know Owen. Then I know I've got Loria coming on. And the thing is, the bar is low because no one's asking them. No one's doing it. All the people in your live streams here, like there's some similar faces. I watched one of his things, said, I really like your stuff. This is what I do. Now, the difference is I had credibility from being a podcaster, but that don't mean nothing. The credibility, all of you can do it. me and you have become mates, and I said I saw you on Owen's thing.
Yep.
And when I saw you on Owen's thing, and I saw you on Laurie's thing, I would never have believed. And the joke was when you came on Rob's live show, I was like, I'm not going to swear, but when you chopped on, I was like, oh, the shit. I was like, that's Doc. That's the guy I've been seeing. So I knew straight away on a tactical point of view, I'm like, I want to get this guy on the show. So as soon as you're off the show, I'm like, boom, let's go ahead. And that is the type of thing we have to do. We're too scared. We're too worried. If you want it, you've got to get in those circles. And it's easier than you think because we're all nice people. Like,
Yeah.
we just want to
I would have never thought, bro. I would have never thought a year ago that I would have Tom Buck come on my show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's one even more crazy than this. I would have never thought any point in my life that I would have the CEO of OWC, Larry O'Connor, come on my show, right? And then just hit me up, be like, hey, that was fun. I want to do it again. Like,
Yeah.
shut up. You joking, right? Like, you just don't know. And people out here too scared because they're convincing themselves that they don't have this or they don't have that. And it's not even a thing, bro. It's not even a thing. You would be surprised, right? You would be surprised. I also never thought in a million years that after 1 year of putting my foot square between YouTube's freaking taint that I would be speaking at like 3 conferences this year with Brian G. Johnson and Roberto Blake and Nick Nimmin and like not like just like speaking with them.
Yeah.
Right? In a private chat group with them.
Yeah.
Dan Courier, one of the cats that really made me want to pour my sweat into this. I was in the freaking hospital recovering from surgery. I had made a kind of half-ass attempt to think I was going to come back, but I was still kind of like, doing I'm going to do it if it works. I'm going to give it this amount of time, and if it works, I'm going to stay. So I was hedging my bets on some idiotic conversation of success. You know what I mean? But, so I was in the hospital, and I had a complication, so I ended up having to stay in the rehab center for 2 weeks, right? 2 benefits of that rehab center. I was stuck in the bed and couldn't move because I damn sight couldn't walk, right? Because half my knee was just like leaking blood, right? I had 2 brand new pieces of steel in there. But the rehab hospital they sent me to, I was surrounded by people in their 80s and 90s on their deathbed, screaming and yelling every day. And I was like, bruh, I don't want to be that. I still got like 40 years left in me, and I done effed off all the way up into here. So that kind of was a wake-up call, and I wish it had happened when I was like 25, but oh well, I still got time. I just said to myself, yo, I still got time. I got to go in. So I'm watching these videos. I'm seeing the list is exactly this. On video, Dan Courier, Nick Nimmin, Diana Gladney, Peter McKinnon, Matt Poya, Roberto Blake, like all of them. And at that time, Daniel Battelle, everybody was like, YouTube is starting to push this live thing. If you're not doing live, you should do it. All of us got accepted to do lives in 2014, but most people were kind of blah, 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 right? They were all saying at that week, at November 2019, they were all saying live is going to be the next thing. Get in the live, get in the live, get in the live, right? So I was like, okay, got to do this stuff. Anyway, so listening to Dan every day, and because he lives in New York, and he would come on like super late at night his time, it'd be perfect my time, right? So I would just chat in the comments every day, like, yo, this is great stuff, blah, blah, blah. Dan, I got to send you a hat, because he always has his hat, or he'll rock one of these, right? And I was like, man, I just love this dude. He's awesome. A couple months ago, he hits me up, and he's like, yo, you want to come speak at my conference? Huh? Yeah. What? Are you joking me? No way. And I got to say what's up to Mr. IAG in the building, another cat that I have been listening to I know about Ian
Wow,
because
Ian.
I
Ian's
used
a
to listen
legend.
to Mike, music radio creative Mike, right? So I'm always listening to Mike. And then for Mike, I found Ian. And then when I got into the Ecamm community, I would see Ian and I was like, yo, I love IAG. Dude's a boss. Dude, Ian, I was this close to wearing your shirt today. It's brand new. And I go, I'm not going to wear it because Ian's never going to see me wear this shirt. And then you came.
Ian, I'm gonna have to. Ian is on my list of guests I want to reach out to. I absolutely love Ian's stuff. I saw
He
Ian
is
talk.
good. He is
He's
good.
brilliant.
He's the man. And his studio now, he's
gonna
getting
reach
it all
out.
together. He has the ficus in the back. I say this comment to him the other day about the fake ficus, but he didn't know what I was saying. He's like, "What's a ficus?" So lost in translation.
Ian's a legend. Brilliant. No, I love that. But no, you're very right. And you know what's really funny? You said something just quickly to nail that down. Is that you said before you were just doing a thing which is like, I'm going to give it X amount of time and see how it works. That, you know, you said you shifted. That is what's killing us all. That is what's stopping all your growth. You know, you've got to have this kind of burn the ships mentality of, I'm doing this and that's it. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just going to do this.
Yes.
And I think that is the way. Like we put this thing of like, I'm going to do. I had Brian G on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he said everyone goes, I work really hard, do 3 months, and then nothing happens. So absolutely, you have to not put an ultimatum on it. You've just got to go all in, and if you do that, 90 whatever percent, I'm making the number up there, but 9 out of 10 people will not do that, and so straight away you're already in that 10%. And then people like you say, like Sam Patel, they'll make notice of you then.
Hey, okay, here's what's funny. Somebody asked me this yesterday, and I was so pissed because they're a friend of mine, and I absolutely love the guy. So I'm not going to call him out right now. But he asked me a question in my stream the other day, and I was super pissed because this dude's been doing it longer than me, right? But he made a comment to me, and he was like, yo, bruv, like, how come you're so good at streaming? And I kind of wanted to like just lose it and swear, but I was on the Ecamm stream, so I had to behave myself. I was like, let me just purely answer this as simply as I can and just eat all of the anger that was inside of me. I was like, check this out. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I don't stream on Sunday because Manchester United, truthfully, but I need a break, right? Actually, I don't. In theory, sometimes I'll stream on Sunday too, because if Michelle or Keely or one of the people in the group have a question in the private LGO group, I'll stream there too. I literally stream 6-7 days a week, homie. Like, in most cases, a minimum of an hour, some cases 2, some cases 5. So how did I get this good in a year? I stream every day, homie. Tiger goes to the golf course every day to this day now, even though he's basically semi-retired and just shows up places and he still hit over 1,000 balls a day. You know what I'm saying? That's
the quality over quantity, mate. There's the quality. The quality over quantity is an absolute lie that we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better. It reminds me of when you came on my show, you said about shyness, and I love that. And the reality, like that it's a made-up thing. And it's the same with this quality.
I said that on your show, yeah. People get pissed at me when I say that because
that has been like with a little kid, like my son. Like I've been thinking about that since we spoke because I'm like, no, we're not going to do that.
Don't let your missus and don't let your parents and don't let her parents ever utter those words to your kid. Yeah. Like somebody could look at your kid and like do something really, really heinous. You might let that slide. But if anyone in your circle tells your kid that, hey, oh, you're shy, you be like, no. I mean, I get angry about it too. Be like, no, never say that to my kid. Never utter those 3 freaking words to my kids. I'd rather you call my kid a dipshit than to start sinking into his head that he's shy. Because I can fix the dipshit part. It's really hard to unfix the shy part.
That's what you say about that thing about going every day. That is what people don't get. And I've said this a few times. I say it all the time on my podcast when I'm with guests, and I ask that question is, people are always looking for this idea of quick wins. Upload once a week. Is that good enough? If I upload, but the reality is we really need to be able to create lot. So you are doing what you were saying before. You are streaming every single day. That's why you're good, because in your 1 week, you have made so much more content than that person has, preferably in, like I said to someone before, this is the example I gave to my client. I said, if a good content creator uploads once a week, then absolutely fine. That's 52 pieces of content a year. So if you upload every single day, you are 7 years ahead of your competition in the first year. So
See, you can do that because you come from the financial world, so you understand how to do that quick compounding.
I was like, you're 7 years ahead. I said, that's absolutely great. I said, but you're 2 years then. We did their year 2. They've done 2 years of content. You've done 14 years of content. This is where it compounds. This is what people don't understand. As you start to make, you might not make any results for the first 2 or 3 years, but to catch you up gets harder and harder and harder to the point where you are uncomparable. And that's where we see it with Gary Vee. And we see it with Roberto Blake. You know, Roberto Blake is a machine when it comes to content. And that's why, because you can't catch him up. And it's that's what you have to think. I think that's how I believe it.
Was right 5 a day, every day since dude. I think it's 174, but on episode, I think it's 174. I have to double check it. Episode 174 or so of Wine Library TV. I can Google it real quick. I'm on there because I sent Gary a bottle of wine because one of my best friends decided he wanted to be a vintner and make wine. So I sent Gary a bottle of wine, and he actually covered it. And he was like making fun of the label, which I told my friend it was kind of a really horrible label. But you know, whatever. Gary's like, this label looks whack, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden he tasted it and he was like, I don't know what this is or where this comes from, but this could easily get a 90 or 91 on Wine Spectator.
Oh, wow.
That was like crazy. And it's just because I sent him a thing. And then when I used to make my Pim Strong t-shirts, I sent Gary a Pim Strong t-shirt and he talked about it. So yeah, that's Gary what you mean about you can get it. You know what I'm saying?
And the other thing I get people say as well is like, oh, but if you do that, you're going to overpost, you're going to hurt the algorithm. The thing with that is if you are trying to work with it, like within the algorithm on any platform, you know, like any platform at all, if you work within the confines of the algorithm, be prepared that the algorithm's going to change because that's what happens. Whereas if you're like, I make like, so for example, right now, I built my brand on LinkedIn. LinkedIn doesn't like video content right now, favors written word. So like that's jumped off a cliff. But I'm not moving to written word. I stay with video because that's the content I create. And that's the same thing with everyone. You have to stick to what you're going to do, ride the algorithms, build brand by being more visible. And in the long run, you'll end up being like how you are, Doc, where you're with these people who a year ago, 2 years ago, you believed were your like higher levels. And now they are your peers. And it is insane how quickly that can happen. And that feeling is incredible. I have it at the time. I have a guy called Mike Kim, incredible personal branding expert, has pretty much the best personal brand. He's a legend. And he's got a personal brand podcast called Brand You. He's brilliant. I remember having Mike on the show. I've had him twice. I remember him on the show for the first time and I was freaking out because I was like, this is the guy that made me want to make a podcast. And he's like, yeah. And then he messaged me when he's launching his book and he was like, Ash, I'd love to come back on. Like, wow. But that never would have happened if I had let that shyness and that fear stop me from going, I'm not going to make it. So anyone can do it. Absolutely anyone.
You know what? And that's funny because that's when I got the call up to come on the Twit. I was like, what got me into doing any of this stuff, making content for the internet, making TVs, wanting to be a tech blogger, wanting to be a tech writer. All of that came from when Leo used to be on a TV show before the internet was even big enough to have what he has now. But because I had been following Leo from back then when Leo started to do his stuff, I was like, I disagree with a lot of stuff that he says, but I just appreciate the swag. So I was like, man, one of these days I'm going to make me a show like Leo. So me and my homie used to do Wayne's World and record tech shows in the basement. Right? And Miss Diana Gladney, my partner in crime, she uncovered some of these like circa 2008, two fat dudes on the couch talking about tech. But I'm like, yo, I'm just going to keep doing this because one of these days I could be like Leo. I tried to build Twit in Hawaii. Like I tried to get a bunch of my friends together to literally build our own Twit here in Hawaii because we have such dope content because we're in, you know, one of the best vacation spots in the world and failed miserably at it, whatever. Right. It was called Chihu TV. It's weird, but I get a call like, you know, beginning of 2 years ago and it's like, yo, you still into the tech stuff? Yep. Oh, I remember you from TUAW. Hey, Renee's going to be at campus, and your name came up as a possible fill-in. What? Me? Is this really Leo? This is spam. You know, what's going on, right? And it was Karsten Brady is like his assistant at the time. Now Micah Sargent does it. But yeah, Karsten sent me the email, and he's like, yeah, Leo wants to know if you can fill in. It's going to be you, Andy Anako, and Alex Lindsay, and Leo and Renee are out. And I'm like, oh, snappers. So I get on the twit, and I went there, knew my stuff, did my homework, was ready to go, blew it up. Now I am on the sub roster, right? I am Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm like the Twitch super sub, right? Because he called me to be on the freaking PC one. He knows I'm a Mac guy. He goes, it'll be fun to have you to throw some freaking, like, you know, garlic in the sausage or whatever, right? So even for the PC shows, I have been called in. So I am literally like the super sub. I'm Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jersey 2020 legend, you know, and I could win the FA Cup. Off of, this is way too much for you non-UK people. But anyway, it's out there. Let me just check on my people, because me and Ash, we get together, we start ignoring folks. And yes, class is coming soon, so we are going to wrap this up before Ash gets in trouble with his missus. Says sometimes docs even come back to the OBS community or bring some of us in the OBS community, the eCamp community, while we keep coming back. It's all good. You know, they're similar programs, and as long as you're doing it. And I gotta say, I am so stoked to have Mr. IAG here. I call him Notorious IAG, and the first time I said that, he didn't get the reference, but it was funny. But you know, you guys have something in common. Both of you guys are theater lads that do podcasts.
Oh, really?
He's a legit like theater lad. He probably has a BAFTA or something. I don't know if that's the right word.
Oh, wow.
But he's a legit theater dude. Yeah. I also think we need to work on what our vision of yes. Our type of success isn't going to be the same for someone else. Yes. There's cats out here right now that think success is 1 million followers. There's people that would just be happy to get to that first 100 and they will feel successful. So be careful of what you think success is, because it'll make you think it's unattainable. Back that back a little bit, attain that, and be like, yeah, player, I got it. And then move it a little bit forward, and then move it a little bit forward. And then next thing you know, you where you want to be. So thank you for that, Mr. IAG, right? Paul said, I didn't think the mods get lunch breaks because Rob's trying to dig out. Yeah, because we got to eat before class. I just ordered a plate while Ash was giving you guys info. So let me just check to make sure everybody's okay. I recorded a lot of videos, but I upload a few of them. I recorded a lot of videos, but I upload few to none as I'm just trying to learn how to use the tech to help others. Nope. Upload everything. Mistakes, whole 9 yards. You know why, Victor? Because you're going to build your tribe then. They want to know you when you're still crusty before you come out here and you're Martin Scorsese. Right? They want to see all of the dirt. This is where we are. This is the new community. It's why social media works. People want to watch you grow, and they want to grow with you. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. You will build your best people. Like my Robs and my Keelys and Pauls and the people that are my community, they have watched me just jack up stuff, and then they've watched me pull off a heater. And they don't care left or right. They're still my family, right? They will ride with me no matter what. Like, they're driving across. He's in Arizona. I'm speaking in New York. Rob's coming to New York. Keely lives in Calgary, Alberta, right? She's coming to New York, right? Like, people are trekking the country to come meet us in Albany, New York. Not even in the big city where we have like the dope stuff. We're going to be in the freaking country on the other side of it, but they're coming because they want to ride with the fam. So build your tribe while you're still accessible, and stay accessible. But it will become harder as it gets bigger. I don't know what the heck's going to happen when I get to my million, but I know that my originals are always going to be there. So there's the thing. Yes. Mr. IAG, I got to have you on the show at some time too, so we can do some stuff. So there it is. And I have a call, Mr. IAG, because of you. I have a call with Mr. Mark Asquith. I can't say his name, Asquith. I have a call with him on Wednesday about some things. So that's probably because of you. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Chris. Man, like you come on the show, all the UK guys show up at one time. Normally I get one or two slide through, but you guys are just standing here, right? Yes, Albany. All right, Mr. Camera Junkie. No, we're gonna make it happen, Luis. We're gonna make it happen somehow, some way.
Camera Junkie. I see him everywhere.
Yes.
Camera Junkie. I see you everywhere. Like that your headshot is
no, because
like
his head is freaking massive. He's the hugest Puerto Rican melon ever next to me. But
he is in every live stream, every single live stream. He's everywhere.
Dude, my little brother over there is building his brand immensely. I have seen top creators call him out on their show, right? Now, here's a guy that literally just started. I mean, just started in November. Actually, I take it back. December 4th. Check me on my date. I'm going to call the date. I might be wrong, but I try to remember minutia because I think it's important. Luis, tell me, is it December 4th or December 10th? For some reason, those days stick in my head. But that's when he started. And we were together on a Nick Nimmin stream, and I saw him. And then I saw him later, and I was like, Nick, I got to go because I got to go do my stream. Just left a message. I was like, aloha, everybody. I opened up my thing. Oh, come on, player. Come on now. Hey, for an old guy pushing 55, I was close. December 5th, right? He came from Nick's stream. He came from Nick's stream to my stream and said, what's up? And I was like, yo, he just rated like we was on Twitch. I was like, all right, I think I'm going to ride with this dude. Right? Just right away. First of all, the name is incredible, Mr. Camera Junkie, right? I'm a camera junkie. My office, within reach right now, I can grab 8 different cameras. So that was already a problem. I knew that he was going to be a problem. Then he joined, after the live stream, he listened to us rant and do whatever the crap we do like we did today. And then he joined the Facebook group. He goes, I'm not really know if I want to do this Vlogmas thing, but I kind of want to start my channel. And, you know, where do we go from here? And I was like, bro, you're good. Just try to do your best, whatever. So he started making stuff during the Vlogmas thing, and then I was like, yo, this is pretty good for a kid that said he didn't know what he was doing. He was bringing the facts and bringing the heat. And then he's just a good dude, right? I mean, as I got to know him better and learn about his situation and learn what he's doing, I was like, that's a good dude. Like, I could ride with somebody like him. And now he's very tight with the family, and we are watching him grow from literally starting his thing, kind of sort of popping literally the first week of December to now. And you go on any of the top shows, like you said, you see him in there. You see him everywhere.
So I would say he's a perfect example of what I was trying to say about personal branding is that so about the consistency, 8 to 10 online interactions. So many people are in those live streams. Nick, I religiously go to Nick's live streams. That's when I work out. I go to the gym. I've got a key. One of my clients owns a gym. It's shut on a Saturday. He gives me the key. I have my iPad set up and I just work out and I watch Nick's stream and I jump in the chat. I have seen Mr. Camera Junkie every time and Nick brings him up as the comments. That is the power of subliminally rebranding, because as soon as I don't remember his name. So I didn't know his name was Mr. Camera Junkie. It's Luis. The photo. It's Luis. It was the photo. And as soon as we started the stream, this just shows how good it is. As soon as we started the stream, Doc, and he came on, I was like, this is going to be a legit stream because he's here.
listen. Like, he's always he's always one of the top folks there. Him and Keely and David Hunt, who's busy today, they're normally like the first in the thing. Like, you know, say something and then like, okay, gang, I see you in a minute. So yeah, it's
good. Mate, you wrap it up. We've been talking for 2 hours.
He said, I'm laughing at Ruth. She only goes to Albany, New York to lobby the state legislature. I'm just laughing. Ruth, that's funny. That's super funny. My state legislature is across the damn street, so I can just throw stuff at them. Anyway, Ash, man, thank you so much for this. If you guys want to just hear more of us together, check out Ash's podcast. I was just recently on. And it's freaking dope. And he brings like heaters basically every day on his LinkedIn channel. So like I'll get the little thing that pops up. And I thought you was live. I was over there commenting. I think you was playing the replay. Damn it.
No, I'm live. I'm live. I'm just I'm live, man. I knew you did that. So like, I'm live when I do those, but I record them live for replay because it's so much easier to record a video when you know what to do live and you've got like acting training. So I'm just like, all right, let's do it. But I record them because I upload them to my YouTube channel. So that's where they are.
I have made a couple videos where I just recorded it live and I just ignored them and then I talked to them after. And those are good because I don't know, it's like Tinkerbell juice, they're like giving you that thing, right?
I am gonna have to do a live show like yours. Like I think Sunday is my one day like that I'm looking at that. Like I live stream my podcast on a Saturday. So I have two podcasts, Content Marketing 101, which is just me. That's the one you're seeing on LinkedIn. And then I have our one we did, which is Content Marketing Crusaders, which is on a Saturday. But this is like fired me up to do a proper live show.
All right, we'll get you squared away. We'll get you e-cammed up, and then you'll be like good to go. Victor, last one for you, homie. Dude, right away, change your avatar. TBD wasn't here today, but she came through all the time with just a little thing, and I'm like, nah, man, you gotta put your face. And so many people are afraid. Do what I do, right? Like, here, check this out. I'll show you. I'm not afraid to put my face. It's just that my brother drew this, and I love my brother to death, so I support this. I probably just typed it wrong, and I did, but that's okay. Look, even if you did that, because
your one's good.
You know what I mean? Even with the misspelling and everything, you should definitely have your face. I know Brian and Bearded Banjos, a couple other people use that. Homesake Mac has a nice little side shot over here, playing his guitar or whatever. Sammy has a cartoon avatar. It's just, there's 100 million people out there right now chatting with the Blue V. So, yeah, I mean, I see you every week. You always show up. I love your consistency, bro. But I would much rather see something that represents you, even if it was something I despise, like the Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, Rich. Like, if you put a Manchester City shield or a Liverpool freaking farting chicken, I would still like to see that more than just the Blue V, because it would give me some semblance of who Victor Baque is, right? So I'm saying you're always here, so I totally respect and appreciate your game, player. But yeah, change your avatar, even if you don't want to put your picture. Now, if you cute like Keely and Ruth, I get it. That's why you guys put the picture. And I didn't get a chance to give her a shout out, but my homie Laura's here today. Good to see you, man. Happy that you came to kick it with us on this lovely Saturday. Gang, class is popping off soon. And then there you go. Look, when he got his picture where he's giving us the angry dad look, now I feel like I did something wrong in the back of the car. I'm about to get hit. So good to see you, fam. Thank you. Class is going to pop off soon. We got like hour and 10 minutes to go grab a lunch or smoke a J, whatever you do before class. This is it. If you want to come to class, go to the Buy Me a Coffee page. You can buy a single ticket or just become a member and you're automatically invited to class. Class pops off every single Saturday without fail, and we have a blast. Our class is just so much fun. I can't believe how much fun it is, but yes, it's an absolute blast. So I appreciate the Drop Squad for coming through. Ash, champ, bro, you're, as you guys see on your side of the ocean, you're top man. Like legit.
Man, I've loved it.
Yeah,
This
I can't
great.
wait till
I
I
like
get to come out that way so we can go and have a curry and then act a fool, probably get arrested.
100%. That sounds like amazing.
We like, yo, Ian, can you come to the constabulary and get us out? What happened? Bar fight, So,
yeah, you can't get involved.
So some Liverpudlian mouthed off the dock and then he popped them and now here we go.
My dad.
Oh yeah, me and Ash's dad are in jail, and so you got to come and get on me, Ash and his dad. Why? Oh, me and dad were fighting because dad's from Liverpool. Thank you guys. Oh, yeah. Even Alec, who is another UK lad all the way from Thailand, gets up at like dark 30 in the morning to come and kick it with us. And here's a guy who's growing his channel amazingly. So yeah, thank you guys. I will see you guys on Tuesday. And everybody else, I'll see you in class. Ash, man, you're the king, bro. I appreciate it. Man, Sammy, I lost my damn theme song. I told Sammy I was going to, I was rearranging my stuff the other day for a demo, and I completely lost what I did with my theme song. Here we go. I found it. Here we go.
Smooth.
You know how it is. Brand new to this.
City of mine.
Yeah, he said, let's go for a curry in Manchester. There you
I
go.
love
I'm
the
in
city
there.
of mine.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Appreciate you,
It
bro.
never gets
It's
me
gonna be so
down.
good.
City of mine.
Love you guys. I'll see you guys soon.
How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when its confines. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people. This is the city I met all my best friends, and I wanna thank